All right, Madagascar. Madagascar is currently on fire right now as we speak. Madagascar is on fire, and I'm really happy what is going on there. To be honestly speaking, I know that it's something that is like a chaos, but we don't have any choice. You know, at this point in time, we just need revolution to start getting things right. To be honestly speaking, if you are a victim of bad leadership, bad governance, you get to understand that what we need now is revolution. And this is one of the reasons why I love the ideology of Omoyele Sowore in Nigeria, and what we have been going through in Africa here. To be honestly speaking, the only way to rescue ourselves is through revolution. You know, this is one of the reasons why sometimes, you know, when I say that Nigerian youths are kind of weak, I know what I'm saying. I'm not mixing words. I know what I'm saying, because I would say Nigerian youths are the most patient youth on the surface of this earth. Nigerian youths are the most patient youth on the surface of this earth. What Nigerian youth are facing in the hand of Nigerian politicians, there's no youth around the world that have suffered or, you know, gone through what we have gone through in the hand of politicians in Nigeria. You know, we have all the resources, you know, made available. We have the fund. We have everything that, you know, should provide all basic amenities and create job opportunities in Nigeria and make the life of Nigerians, you know, better, and as well build hospitals, you know, and better infrastructures, and build schools, world-class, you know, schools and all that. But what do? They embezzle the money on themselves, you know, take the money to another country, develop themselves, develop their family, take their family members and their children out of the country, and then subject their people into abject poverty. This is what we have been going through in Nigeria for a very, 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 very long time, as long as I can remember. You know, I'm a victim of bad leadership in Nigeria, and every other Nigerian youth is also a victim of bad leadership in Nigeria. To be honestly speaking, if you check the statistics of the people living in Nigeria, you know, going through Sahara Desert trying to reach Europe, right? Nigerians are 30% of this population of the youth. And why? Because they are tired of the system, they are tired of the government, they are tired of everything. Everything has failed them, you know, and they have no other choice, knowing fully well that journey is a 50-50 thing. Is either you cross or you die on the road, but they still choose to, you know, take that risk. This is the state of Nigeria. And now, what is happening in Madagascar is a wake-up call to every Nigerian youth. I'm not saying every African youth, because, in fact, like I said, I always say it on my live stream that, you know, revolution is taking place in Africa, and people are taking it for granted. This is one of the reasons why I quit, you know, live stream for now, because people are not taking it serious. You know, I know the time I put in coming on live stream and all the rest, but, you know, sometimes people will come and argue with you unnecessarily. But I can tell you for free that in Africa, revolution is on the way, coming. I don't know how long it will take to get to your country, but it is coming for sure, 101%. It is coming. It is already in Burkina Faso. They are already enjoying it. It happened in Mali. It happened in Niger. It happened in Guinea-Conakry. It happened in Gabon. It's happening in Madagascar. It will come to every single African country. We will experience revolution that will change and transform this continent. This is our continent. We have no other place that we can call home than Africa. And we cannot be sitting on the fence and be watching this, you know, people and they, you know, destroying our continent and subjecting us into abject poverty. I'm happy for the people of Madagascar. You know, most of the time, people don't understand the power of the people. Power of the people. You know, sometimes people take power of the people, you know, for granted, without knowing that, you know, when the people arise, it will be very difficult for you to quench them. It will be very, very difficult for you to control it when it's out of hand. Just like what happened in Nepal, just exactly like what is happening in Madagascar today. Is uncontrollable. You can't control it anymore, to the extent that even the military is living on the side of the people, knowing fully well that the power belongs to the people. You can't deny that fact. Now, look at what's happening in Madagascar. It says, Madagascar President Andry Rajoelina has fled the country after a lit capsat. That is a section of a military, you know, a section of a Madagascar military, you know, cantonment. It's a capsat soldiers joined youth-led protest over power cut, poverty, and corruption. The same corruption that we are talking about, the same corruption that the people of Nepal stood against. And at the end of the day, they demanded for change of government, and it happened. What is difficult for Nigerian youth, for crying out loud? You know, the problem that we have in Nigeria, that because the politicians have already weaponized poverty, and they weaponize poverty for their own, for their own interests, right? Because they know very well when somebody is poor or when somebody is hungry, when you give the person 1,000 naira, the person can easily fall for you and bow for you. This is what they are doing to Nigerian youths. That is the reason why NSAS 2020 was hijacked by same Nigerian youths. So Nigerian youths are being divided into two. If you look around today, you see Nigerian youths that are singing praises to APC government, APC-led government that have failed this country woefully. And now I keep asking, where are we heading to from here? You know, most of the time, I get confused. I get confused. It seems like I'm talking too much. But to be honestly speaking, it gets into my nerve. If you're not a victim of bad leadership in Nigeria, I am a victim of bad leadership in Nigeria. Most of us that left Nigeria at early age, it is not because that we want to leave Nigeria. It is because that we were looking for greener pasture. And the reason why we're looking for greener pasture is because we don't want to be involved in criminality. And now, I'm getting of age, right? And now I'm feeling it. Like, there is a difference when you are living in your country than when you are living in another man's country. There is always a difference. And the difference is that you will be treated like a foreigner. That's number one. You'll be treated like an outcast. That's number two. You'll be treated like a different kind of human being. That is number three. You can't have a say. You have limitations. But when you're living in your country, you can do anything you want as long as it's legal. You can do anything you want. You can go anywhere you want. You can do whatever you want. But now, because we are foreigners in another man's land, because we left Nigeria early, because of the failed system of Nigeria, made us the victim of Nigeria. I've said it time without number on my live stream, and also even on my long form videos. I've said it several times. I am a victim of Nigeria. I am a victim of bad leadership in Nigeria. Even as of last year, 2024, I lost my elder brother on accident because of bad road. It is right. It is the right of every citizen to enjoy good access road. It is our right. It is not a favor. That is why we have resources. That is why God gave us resources, so that we can use our resources to fix ourselves. I lost my elder brother on accident, and ask me how. When the accident happened, they took him to the hospital. The hospital demanded for 1 million deposit, and I was having only 700,000 in my account in Nigeria. I told the doctor, I told my sister, please give the doctor phone. Let me talk to the doctor. Doctor, please, I have 700,000. I will transfer 300,000 in the evening, but make sure that you treated my brother. He said no. I pleaded with him until he accepted to take the 700,000 with agreement. They took the 700,000 and I made the transfer later in the evening. Later in the night, around 8 p.m. or 9 p.m. thereabout, I lost my brother, my only elder brother. I lost him on the cold hands of death. That is when I lost my cool. Since last year, I lost my cool about Nigeria. Nigeria have failed me. Nigeria have failed every single Nigerian youth. And most of the time, if you come to the social media space, in Nigeria's social media space, bro, you will cry. You will weep. People will be discussing about unnecessary things. Two celebrities are fighting you to start taking side and all that. I mean, Nigerians, are we insane, for crying out loud? Look, you don't see what is happening? Your country is sinking. The politicians don't give a fuck about you. Their children are not living in Nigeria. Their children are living in UK, America, having a better life and a better education. And they subject you into abject poverty. And as we speak now, ASU is about to go on strike. And students are about to be sitting at home for another 1 year or 2 years. That is why in Nigeria, 3-year courses in Nigeria now can cost you 5 years or 6 years because of ASU strike. Every year there will be a strike, and it's affecting the students. And you are sitting on the social media, be discussing VDM and B-Lord, be discussing Davido and Wizkid, for crying out loud. What is wrong with Nigerians? You have seen the rotten system of the rotten justice system. Is nothing to write home about. You have seen everything in Nigeria is collapsing. We are quiet, and we are proud that they are calling us so patient citizens, patient youth. What is patient about you? Hold the bull by the horn. Reclaim your country now. that it is not too late. Well, it's getting too late already, because as it stands now, election is around the corner. 2027 is election, and all the governors in Nigeria today are now, coming to APC. That means Nigeria is becoming one-party state, and you know what it is when a country becomes one-party state. You know how dangerous it is. It's very dangerous. It seems like we don't have any control anymore. They can sign any bill in the National Assembly and pass any kind of thing they want. Nigerians wake up, for crying out loud. Are we sleeping? Now, I'm happy with what is going on in Madagascar, because you can't beat a child and tell the child when to cry. You can't push someone and tell the person where to fall. This is exactly what the people of Madagascar is demanding for. They're demanding for accountability. They're demanding for, constant electricity. The same thing we are demanding in Nigeria. They're demanding for good pipe-borne water. They're demanding for good hospital. Like I said, my brother, when I took my brother to the hospital, that hospital was a private hospital. The government hospital that does not even have paracetamol. So taking your sick one to the hospital, to the government hospital, is taking risk. You are just like sending the person to mortuary. So it's only private hospitals that are functioning in Nigeria, and you know how wicked Nigerian hospitals are. That is why in Nigeria today, when you have an accident, you will definitely have to deposit a certain amount of money before you be treated. Even if you are in coma, you have to deposit a certain amount of money. That is a high level of wickedness. And government is acting like these things are normal. It is nothing to them. What is going on? Nigerians, let's wake up. Let's reclaim this country. This country belongs to us. It is sinking, for crying out loud. Thank you very much, and see you guys in the next one.
In a statement posted online, the presidency said they firmly condemned attempts to destabilize the country and urged all security forces to stand together in defense of constitutional order and national sovereignty. It called for a dialogue to help resolve the crisis. On Saturday, troops from an elite unit which helped President Andry Rajoelina seize power in the 2009 coup urged other soldiers to disobey orders and back the Gen Z protesters who've been holding demonstrations since late September. The protesters initially called for an end to chronic water and electricity challenges, but now want President Rajoelina to step down. The demonstrations have been the most serious challenge to the president's rule since his re-election in 2020.